What's going on, beautiful people of YouTube? This is Renebean, and it's that wonderful time of the week again. It's time for the weekly live video game hunts. This is that series where I show you all the cool stuff I've gotten through the week, through yard sales and garage sales and flea markets. I go to thrift stores like Goodwill and Salvation Army, and I use apps like LetGo, OfferUp, Craigslist, Facebook, whatever I can use to get my hands on some awesome games, some excellent prices. Make sure you stick through to the end of the video, because not only do I go over everything on a one-on-one level, as well as anything I did not get on camera, but I also announced the winner to the weekly contest giveaway. If you want to be entered, the rules are super simple. Obviously, be subscribed to the channel, leave a like and a comment down below, hopefully something positive. If you want a little extra credit, share the video so other people can see these awesome finds. Links to everything's found in the description below. You got links to my Instagram if you're adding questions or want to see some of this stuff stored early. Links to my eBay store because I always give my subscriber good deals. Even though I haven't been able to list a lot here lately because a lot of you know I've been moving and I have built this entire game room in the last like 10 or 11 days. I did a whole vlog series on it. Check it out where we tear down the whole game room. We build this one from scratch and it's turning out absolutely awesome. Links to my Twitch channel. If you ever want to hear me bitch at a video game, that's the place to do it. I've been playing the hell out of Sonic Mania here lately. If you have not played that game, get it. Absolutely worth your 20 bucks. And you got information for my P.O. Box because for whatever reason there's people in this world that want to send me some things. You do not have to. I'm not asking for it. I'm completely honored that you do. So the option is there. Guys and gals, sit back and relax. Let's shekel up. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, and I hope you all had some fantastic scores out there. Like always, let me know in the comments below some of the awesome finds you found this week. Anyways, the first pickup of the week right here, you see me pick up this copy of Gladius for the original Xbox. You know I'm a huge fan of that system. I already had this game, but this one is going to be an upgrade for me. Plus, the game sells for about $10, so it was a good deal to pick it up for only $2. Unfortunately, there wasn't nothing else here that I needed. The prices were great. It was only $2 a game, but Gladius was the only one that was really worth it. Like I said, it was an upgrade for me, plus I can sell it and recoup the cost on that one, so it was a pretty good purchase. Here you see I come across some 360 games here, some pretty decent titles, and they had an excellent price on them. All of them were about $1 to $2 a piece, which is the price you want to see when you're at a flea market or yard sale or garage sale. You know, for games like this, you know, that's the price that I'm very comfortable paying, obviously. I don't like to pay more than that to add on to my shelves to build my collection up if I don't have to. So for $1 to $2 a piece, I can pay that all day long. You see that I come across Lord of the Rings right there. That was the only one that I needed. All the other games I had. So for $2, that was a pretty good pickup right there. I was happy about it. Here's a pretty good pickup I was happy about. I come across this lady with some stacks of games, and for whatever reason, I left the Hunter, the Reckoning. I don't know why. I mean, I knew that I already had it, and I left it because I didn't think it was worth that much. It's only about a $10 to $12 game, but for the price that I paid for all these, it would have been well worth to pick it up. But I do get 4 games here, I think 3 of which I did not have. So the only game that I already had that I still picked up was The Suffering right there. That one I'm going to sell and recoup the cost right here and get all the games that you see me pick up for free, which is what it's all about. I'm building my collection and it's not costing me a thing. A lot of people ignore $10 to $12 games, and they don't realize that those little bits of profit right there add up over time. That's how a lot of my collection's built right there. I come across, like, this lady had all these games set out right here and they were already picked through, but you see that there's a few games here that I'm able to get that are obviously worth the time. Same with like Gladius that you saw on the pickup previous. So I picked up these 4 games and I asked her, I was like, hey, how much do you want for all 4 of these? She said, I think $9, which was an odd number, and I threw the old $6. We settled on $7. It was a good pickup for $7. Like I said, I'm going to be able to sell The Suffering and keep the other 3 games, which were ones that I did not have for the collection. So I was very happy about this stop. Never ignore a pile of pick-through games. You never know what you'll find. So this was an awesome pickup right here. You've seen this guy in previous pickups where I bought like big box PC games or a few odds and ends, but I always check on him. And when I do, right on top of all his DVDs is a copy of Mario Kart Double Dash for the GameCube, and it had a $10 sticker on there. I would have gladly paid $10. But one thing that this guy does is on everything that he sells, you'll see all these signs, and he does that to categorize everything, but also he'll write like a percentage off. Some things are 20, some things are 30, and he always does that with the video games. So I held it up and I said, how much? And he says, you know what, just give me $7 for it. I couldn't get the money out of my pocket quick enough to give him that. Come to find out, he picked it up off a vendor earlier that morning, maybe for $1 or two, and he just wanted to make a quick $5. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I always make it a point to stop and chat with this guy. He's awesome. He's friendly. I let him know that I'm friendly. He knows what I'm looking for, and he always says if he's got something new, and he'll let me look through it. That's one thing you got to do, people, is build relationships with these vendors. And you'll come to find out that it will help you in the long run, and you're going to meet some really cool people, in the process. This is my buddy here you've seen in previous pickups. He didn't have much today, and typically he saves some of the good stuff for me. But I do come across this copy of Spec Ops for the PlayStation 1 just randomly in a box. Hell, he didn't even realize it was in the box. So I picked it up. I was like, hey man, how much do you want for this? And of course, it being me and him, he says 3. I say 1. We settled on 2. And we just, kind of, bicker back and forth. He's a cool dude. I didn't mind giving him the $2. I could have been a dick, be like, well, I won't take it unless it's 1. But he's an awesome person. And haggling's part of the fun with him. So $2 for Spec Ops for PlayStation 1. The game was in great condition. I was happy to get it. So this was an awesome find here at Goodwill, and you can see it's more of a guilty pleasure buy, but hey, it's okay to have those buy things that make you happy. It's not always about, making money or getting free games for your collection. But you see, we're here in Goodwill, and I didn't find anything on their shelves, but coming back here to where the electronics are, which I always recommend you check, I come across this bootleg console, and you know how I love my bootleg consoles. Now, I thought this was one that I already had because it had that dumbass picture on the side of those 2 kids. But apparently, the controllers in their hands are just photoshopped from the other version. The one that I have is called the Wireless Sports Plus or Pro or something like that. This is just a Wireless Sports. It only had 5 games while the other one had 20. So I'm guessing this is the original version of the Wireless Sports that came out. It was only $5 and it was complete. Now the box is kind of beat up, but I'm sure that I can repair it to some extent. But you know that I love my bootleg consoles. And the selling point to this thing is it had the actual nunchucks. Now instead of having a joystick, it just has some basic button. So I have no idea what the hell this thing actually does. For it to only have 5 games, I'm sure it's absolutely terrible. But hey, it's one of my guilty pleasure buys. If you have one, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you have no other option but to buy when you see out in public. And for me, if I see a bootleg console and it's cheap, oh my god, I gotta buy it. It's always a great feeling whenever you catch a pawn shop slipping, and it happens. I mean, as long as you are very observant of things, it can happen. It's not something that's very rare. I mean, it can happen more than you think. So notice as I walk in, I always check this case right here, and down below there is a box Game Boy Advance game of Metabots, Metabee, the AX version, I believe is what it was. For whatever reason, in the past 2 or 3 episodes, that game has come up. So it doesn't have the price shown, so I just kind of ignore it and I head to the shelves to where they keep the disc-based games, 360 Wii and all that. Now, you've seen me hunt these shelves before, and I like to give it at least like once a month where I come in and check it, sometimes twice a month, just so that they can, get some more inventory in. Right away, I come across this copy of Wario Smooth Moves. It did not have a price on there, and that's a good thing right there, because whatever game that I pick up with it, they're probably going to go with that price and kind of say, well, you know what, this is that same price, which is the way it worked here. So the way that I figured it is the cheapest game that they have is $4.95. You can haggle it down and get both of these games for $8, and I'll get basically whatever game I pick up for free. So I come across this copy of Broken Sword for the Wii. It's one that I did not have. I'll be able to sell Smooth Moves and get my money back. But also, I checked on that Metabots Metabee. It was $4.95 as well. I got it for $4, complete in box. That is an absolute steal of a price right there. Excellent stop. So as I said in previous videos, anytime you see any cartridges left in Goodwill and other thrift stores, you get that special feeling because it's becoming more and more uncommon to see anything like that. And as I approach the cage right here, I see a complete in-box version of Toy Story 2. I was super happy to see that. Now, I wasn't happy to see the price tag on it, which was $18, which is a little bit higher than what I wanted to pay, but this is a game that I did not have. It was complete in box, and it also had the movie ticket, because this is the version that included a movie ticket to go see Toy Story 2, and it was unused. That's awesome right there. It was pretty cool. For $18, I did not mind paying it. Like I said, it's a game that I did not have, and now that I have room in the new house, I think I want to start holding on to a lot more complete in box items rather than just the carts themselves. So this is the guy where you saw me pick up Mario Kart earlier on, and I stopped back by and checked with him. You can see me dusting off the old Shekels hands, and he said someone already looked through them, but boy, they left this when I picked up a copy of Crash, the Wrath of Cortex for the PlayStation 2. The disc was in great condition, and I only paid $2 for it. That's an excellent deal right there. That's a quick flip item. I was happy to pick it up. Now, I've passed by this guy earlier on, and he had this Xbox 360 to the right of me. It had everything with it. It was the old white version. He wanted like $30 for it. Unless I'm getting them for dirt cheap, I typically just avoid the white 360s. There's always the chance of it not working. And plus, they're heavy items. They're not worth shipping, and people don't really buy them locally. So unless I'm paying like $10 for them, I just avoid them. But Hello Friend was right beside me, and he doesn't mind scooping them up. He pays for things like that all the time. But I didn't see this box of games earlier, so the guy must have just pulled it out. I didn't find anything special in there, but I do come across a copy of Blood Omen 2 for the original Xbox. I wasn't sure if I had it or not, but for only $2, it was worth me picking it up, because if I don't have it, I can just bundle it with a system later, because it's not a terrible game to have bundled with a system. And again, if it's one that I already have, the disc was actually in pretty decent shape, and I might be able to upgrade. Unfortunately, this copy of Wii Sports was completely trash, so I left it behind. So this is kind of a funny pickup here. I come across this guy, and he had some mediocre games. He had Guitar Hero Live for the PlayStation 4, which I actually heard was a terrible game. It's probably going to kill the franchise. And this pinball game for the Wii, because you know I love my crappy Wii titles. And I asked him how much. He said $2 a piece, which is a good deal. Of course, I'm going to hold both of them up and say, will you take 3 for the pair? And he said yes. But what's funny about it is when I opened my wallet, I only had $2 on me. And I was like, man, I only got $2. You got change for a 10. He's like, man, just take them for the $2. I wasn't trying to be a dick. I literally did not have the change. And I guess that strategy worked on this one. But do not expect that to work every time. A lot of times they'll just simply say, I don't have change, and you're not getting the item. So always come prepared. But earlier, I mean, just a lot of people been hitting up my dollar bills. That's one thing you need to have a lot of. And me, I forgot to stop and get a bunch more change. But luckily, the guy was cool about it. So for $2, $1 a piece on both of those, it was a pretty good pickup. I got a game that I can keep, and then I can sell Guitar Hero Live if someone will buy it. Now, I want to show you the introduction to this yard sale right here, and the reason is because I want you to notice all the key signs right here. As I'm walking up, the first thing that I see, obviously, is a Wii console, and it had a $40 tag on there. I'm going to avoid the hell out of that. Unless I'm getting Wii's for dirt cheap, I typically don't get them at all. There's no good games with it. I'm definitely going to pass on it. But I'm also noticing a big box of DVDs, I'm noticing skateboards, I'm noticing computers. One thing that's telling me is these people know what video games are, so obviously I'm going to ask. And I always tell you, make sure you ask regardless of wherever you're at. It could be an 80-year-old lady. I've had them bring games out to me, and I've had an 18-year-old hipster kid scoff at the idea of a video game. Always ask. But right here, these are all the key signs, so these people know what the hell I'm looking for. So I start mentioning what I'm after, and guess what? She says, you know, I got a Super Nintendo in the garage. And I say, Super Nintendo? I like those. So she goes in there and she does some hunting and comes out with a bag that had like 5 Super Nintendo games in there and the system and the controllers. I was super happy. She wouldn't have done that had I not asked. And for those of you who do not ask at yard sales, check for these signs right here, and hopefully it'll give you a little bit of boost in your confidence, because these people won't like completely shut you down or make you feel like an idiot for asking. But as you can see, this Super Nintendo was super dirty. It had dirt all over it, mud caked on it. The eject button was kind of stuck. This thing's going to clean up easily. I'm sure it's going to work just fine. And there was some pretty good titles with this. Especially the 7th Saga for Super Nintendo. It's not the most expensive there, but it's one that I did not have from my collection, so I was super happy to pick it up and put it on my shelf, because that was one that I've been looking for. Now, I'm not going to be one of the assholes and be like, man, I don't know if this thing's going to work at all. It's Nintendo. It's cartridge-based. A lot of times it's going to work. But I am saying, man, I'm going to have to clean the hell out of this thing because it's dirty as hell. I'm not trying to downgrade it terribly, but I don't want her to come off the gate and say, you know, that's a $100 console. She said $20, and, you know, that would have been a good deal. But, man, everything was dirty. I'm going to have to clean the hell out of the controllers, the cords, the games, all that. I offered her $15. She took it. That was a great deal, obviously. Once I put the work in and get all this taken care of, it'll be a great deal, and I'll be able to add an awesome game to the collection, which is what it's all about. I was definitely happy about this pickup. It was my favorite for the week. So I don't know if you'll be able to tell just by seeing it, but the people of this sale are a little bit pissed off because there's so many people there, and it was like 8:46. Apparently, it didn't start until 9. It was one of those sales that doesn't like to start with everybody else. And then people were just showing up. They had signs leading in. This was a freestyle stop for me because the signs led me right to them. But anyways, I'm going to be super nice and kind because I know that they're a little bit frustrated. And I say, I'm looking for some video games. And he says, I think I got an Xbox up here that has a couple games with it. So lo and behold, we head up the stairs, and to the right there is a box, and it had a modern 360 in there, one of the newer models, and it had about 5 or 6 games with it. That's awesome because I get to look at the games and see if there's anything that I don't have. So as he pulls out the games, one thing you got to keep in mind is you do not want to offend these people because obviously they're already irritated at the fact that everybody's showing up their sale early. So I'm just being as kind and courteous as I can, using a real gentle tone in my voice, telling him how appreciative I am that he pulled these games out for me to look at before he even set them up. So there's no crazy heavy hitter titles in here, but I do come across 2 Lego games as well as a Lord of the Rings game that I did not have. I asked him, how much do you want for all 3? He says $10, which is a fair price. It's a price you typically hear a lot when it comes to a 3-game bundle. Of course, I'm the Shekler, and I said, would you take 7 for him? That was a price I was a little bit more comfortable paying, and he took it. So $7 for those 3 games. There were games that I did not have, and I get to add to my collection. It was a great deal. I told him I was very appreciative of the fact that he pulled them out. I gave him the money, and I left. You got to make sure that you are kind to these people. Even though you may not agree with the fact that they're having a late yard sale, and you think it's dumb that they're starting at 9, don't show it. Don't show your ass, and be friendly and put on a smile, and you'll see that it'll get you somewhere. So this pickup right here definitely demonstrates the fact that collecting games can be super addicting. Originally, I was going to get these 2 PlayStation 2 games to bundle together and sell and maybe make like a quick $5 off of it. I think they're both exclusive, and I think I'm going to end up keeping them. You'll see that they are definitely nothing crazy or nothing you want to brag about, but they're games that I did not have, and like I said, I always collect exclusives for PlayStation. Now, I wasn't going to get them at all, and I actually gave them back to him, told him thank you for pulling them out, but she said, how much should I sell them for? $1 a piece. I was like, that would be a pretty decent deal, and that's when I backtracked and I picked both the games up for $1 a piece, which that didn't make me feel so bad to pick them up, but one was like Barbie 12 dancing princesses, and the other was like a strawberry shortcake game or something. 2 not so special games, but hey, I picked them up. They were $1 a piece, or Sweet Dreams, that's what it was for the PlayStation 2, as well as this Barbie game. I was originally going to pick them up to bundle, but I think I am going to keep them as long as they're exclusive to the PlayStation. So this pickup right here was a lot later in the evening, and I come across this Atari Flashback 4. Now, you've seen me pick up in, I think, last week's episode, it was the Atari Flashback 6. I guess there's different versions. Maybe they come with different games. I'm not too sure. Maybe they're just upgraded versions of themselves. This one had this really awesome Asteroids poster. The thing looked brand new. The box was in great condition. It had a $10 price tag on there, but I offered her $5 and she took it. I think I'm going to start collecting these things. I don't know what the differences between the 2 are yet. Maybe they do have different games on each one. If you've never played one of these, they actually work really well. They've done a really good job when it came to remaking this little Atari consoles, and they have all the classics that you would want to play right in the palm of your hand, so you don't have to have a big suitcase full of Atari cartridges. You can just use one of these right here. Now, I like to collect for Atari, but I also like these little units right here. I think they're awesome. They look great, and I think I'm going to go for the full set. I don't know how many there are, but I think I'm going to go for them. The way that I see it is if I can't get my hands on an SNES Classic Edition, which I'm sure I'm not going to be able to, hell, I'm going to get something that I know I can get my hands on. This was another yard sale late in the day that I pulled up, and I noticed that there was some Pokemon cards and Nerf guns, a bunch of toys, and I asked them if they had any video games hiding around, and the son said, well, let me go upstairs and see if there's any 360 games that I do not play anymore. He goes up inside, does some hunting, and comes out with 3 360 games that were actually pretty decent titles, 2 of which I did not have, and the orange box is a great reseller. I asked him how much he wanted. He said $1 a piece. I just gave him $5 for all 3 of them. He was happy. I was happy. Always pick up the orange box. It's always a great reseller. And the other 2 were games that I did not have from my collection, so I was happy to pick this up. It was great late in the day stop. So his parents were next to him. They saw the whole transaction. They were pretty happy about it. They were actually surprised that I gave him an extra $2. The kid was definitely happy, and I got 2 games that I did not have, and I got a game that I can recoup the cost with, which was awesome because it was so late in the day. It was 11 o'clock, but I wouldn't have got it had I not asked. So following that last yard sale, this is my last pickup for the week, and this is like 11:30 in the day, and I actually come across a pretty good score here. I know that this household has games because I came here last year and I actually got a really nice DS lot, so I made sure to come back to this community sale and ask them if they had any other video games they want to sell, and you see her coming out with 2 boxes full of stuff for me to look through. I don't understand why some people don't realize that video games are such a awesome item to sell at a yard sale or garage sale. She was asked multiple times last year whenever I got games, and I asked her again this time. You know, obviously she remembered me. She's like, "Oh, you're the one that bought that DS slot." And then she said, "If you don't mind waiting, I can go in there and see." But she didn't have these out for other people to look at, and I guess she left them out after I looked. But that's one of the #1 asked items when it comes to a yard sale and garage sale is video games. And another strategy that I've been using and it's been working out really well is always wear your video game related t-shirts and make sure it's something that's very easily recognizable. I got a few shirts that have either Mario or Luigi or maybe Link on there, and they're just something that people can say, "Oh, I like your shirt," and that's usually like the icebreaker right there. That's something to say, "Oh, well, I happen to be looking for old video games," and she recognized not my t-shirt, but when she saw the t-shirt and saw the video games, then she recognized me and said, "You were the one from last year." So it's not a bad tip, you know, get you some gear online. It's usually very cheap on eBay and websites like $6 shirts where you can get game related t-shirts for super cheap. A lot of the shirts you see, I haven't paid more than $6 or $7 a piece for them. Now you see here that I'm going through this big box of games, and any of the Xbox One games she did want to keep, which is unfortunate. There were a few games that I did want for my collection, but you'll see that I pick out some pretty good titles for the 360 here, some games that I did not have for my collection. As well as there were some pretty decent DS titles here. I ended up getting Super Mario 64 as well as Mario Kart. Nothing else really piqued my interest, but I ended up getting a stack of 360 games and these 2 DS games. It was only 15 bucks. I didn't bother haggling because obviously it was a great deal. And this was a late in the day stop right here. I was very happy about it. I'll be able to sell a few of these items and get a bunch of these games for free, which is what it's all about. It's all about growing your collection and not putting any money into it, which is great. You just got to put a little bit of elbow grease. Now you can see here, I thought I lucked out when I opened up Forza 4 and I did not find the second disc, but it was luckily in Forza 3, so it was excellent. I was able to pick both of them up, put them in the right cases. Don't be scared when you open up one of these cases and you don't find the disc right away. Make sure you're looking around, and you may find that it's just, right around the corner. So for being the very last pickup of the week for $15, it was an excellent deal right here. I was very happy about it, and I would not have gotten it had I not asked. That's one thing that I can tell you out there is to make sure you're doing, and I will iterate it every time in every episode, is to ask, because so many people say that they don't find things, and I really think a big part of that is they're not asking, or they're not asking the right questions. Now, I knew that this household contained games because I got some last year, but for example, like the Super Nintendo lot or the orange box, I had no idea if they had video games, but I asked, and I asked the right questions, and sure enough, it paid off in the long run. Don't let the no's discourage you. And keep in mind, you are going to hear 20 no's to every one yes when it comes to asking if they have video games. But when they do have video games, when they do say yes, it is the best feeling. And that is how I find a lot of this stuff. A lot of you people say I get so lucky finding all this stuff. And it's not so much about me finding it. It's about me going out there and asking for it. That's the big key factor right there, guys. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that awesome live footage. Just like always, we're going to go over all this stuff here. If I can remember anything about it, I'll tell you. If not, we'll just kind of zoom through it. It's never in any particular order. Some things can get rearranged as I put them in this room. So anyways, the first thing that I see here, we got Spec Ops. I remember getting this at the flea market for $2. I got it off one of my buddies. It's one that I did not have. $2 is not a bad deal for a PlayStation game. If you ever played any Spec Ops games, let me know. I don't think I've actually played any of them. So we got Spec Ops there. We got Untold Legends. I got this and some original Xbox games for $7. This is one that I did not have. I got a fairly small PSP collection. I'm starting to like collecting for it because there's a lot of games that I do not have. It's just a system that I never actively seeked out. Let's see. This was an awesome find right here. A complete in-box Metabots Metabee, the AX version. And the best part, look at the price on there. $4.95. What a steal. That is awesome. excellent condition. Very happy about this find. For whatever reason, this game has been like in every episode for like the past 2 or 3 episodes. That's crazy. And also at the pawn shop, I paid. Now keep in mind, I paid $4 for that. I didn't pay $4.95. He said $4 because I paid $4 a piece for these as well. They were both marked at $4.95. Well, this one was not. Great deals right there. I'll sell this and I'll keep both of these games. That's exactly the way it should be right there. I was very happy about that. At the flea market, I paid $7 for this. If you wouldn't, you're an idiot. Mario Kart Double Dash, absolutely awesome right there. And I think this is going to be an upgrade for me because this thing is absolutely minty. Like, I mean, it doesn't even have like a blemish on it. My God, it's gorgeous. $7, black label. Come on with it. We got Lord of the Rings, War in the North, absolutely awesome. Come on right there, I'm very happy about that. $2, one I get to add to the collection. This was one when I got that PSP game for $7 with 4 other games, or 3 games. It was 4 games altogether. This is the second one. Power Rangers, Dino Thunder, one I did not have for the PlayStation. The other 2 games I got with it was The Suffering, which I'm going to sell to get the other games for free. And, shit, where is well, I guess it'll show up. Like I said, the stuff is never in any particular order. The Suffering's actually a pretty cool game. If you've never played that, get into that. Picked this up for $2, which Gladius for the original Xbox. This is an upgrade for me. And actually, I don't think mine has the manual, and this one does. And the disc is in actually really damn good shape. So that's an upgrade, and then I can sell my other one and get the game for free. At Goodwill, and I paid a little bit for this, but it's a game I did not have, and it's complete unboxed. And hell, anytime I see anything cartridge-based at Goodwill, I just get the tinglies, man. Nothing crazy. It's a copy of Toy Story 2, but this is the version that has the movie ticket in it, and the movie ticket's actually in it. Manual, everything is in great condition. Awesome to add that. $18. It was a little bit high, but still, it's like $40 complete with the ticket and all. I'm pretty happy about that pickup. I'm not a big collector of the N64, especially complete and box stuff. I'm a big collector of getting all the carts, the boxes. Now that I got the room, I'm starting to see myself keeping my boxes, so I'm pretty happy about it. Let's see. We picked up from, this was $5. We got Terminator Salvation, SSX, and the orange box. He wanted $1 a piece from the kid. I was like, man, here's $5, man. You can't shekel everybody now. So I gave him $5 for those 3. Good deal right there. The orange box will give me those other 2 games for free, and I might make $5 on top of it. That's all right. Oh, shit. Where the hell did that one come from? I picked these up at the flea market, and I paid... Alright. He wanted $2 a piece for it. Excellent deal. So I picked up both. I said, will you take 3? He's like, sure. I only had $2 on me. He's like, man, just take them for $2. So I got these basically for $1 a piece. That's Guitar Hero Live. I heard this was absolute ass, and like it probably killed the series. It'll never come out again. Pinball Hall of Fame. That is for my shitty Wii collection. You know I love it, man. Everybody hears me. You always hear me say shitty Wii, collection of games. There's a lot of really good games on the Wii, but you gotta admit there's a whole bunch of shovelware, and that I like collecting. I don't know why. Like I'll pick up some of these games and they look absolutely stupid. Some of them can be hidden gems. Like there's a lot of them that I played that are actually pretty decent, but there's a lot of damn shovelware on that system. Don't ever think I'm knocking the Wii. The Wii is awesome. You've seen my showcase for it. The Wii's really cool. Let's see. At the flea market, I picked up for $2 a just disc only a Crash Bandicoot. It's actually Crash Bandicoot, the Wrath of Cortex. I could sell that's like $10 or $12 for this, I think. $2. It's not a bad pickup right there. I'll make a little bit of something off of it. Let's see. I picked up these at, this was the last sale on Saturday, I think. I'm trying to remember. For $15, I got these 2 DS games, which was Super Mario 64 DS and Mario Kart. Basically, it wasn't Mario Kart 7 for the DS, as well as this stack of 360 games. We got Forza Motorsport 4, and I think that's from the limited edition because it's got the steelbook. Could be wrong on that. Rayman Origins, I'll sell that to recoup a little bit of the cost because I already have it. Toy Story 3, I'm going to add that to the collection. And Forza Motorsports 3. Forza is actually a pretty cool franchise. And I want to say there might be another one. Hell, I can't remember. It could be strung around here somewhere. Let's see. I bought these because I was like, you know what? I can bundle those together. I wasn't going to pay for them, but she said they were $1 a piece. So I picked them up. I was thinking, I was like, well, I could bundle them together, sell them for 10. You know, I might make $5 off of them. I'm probably going to keep them because I'm an idiot. But we got, now, you know, hold on to your asses here. We got Strawberry Shortcake, The Sweet Dreams Game. That's a heavy hitter. And then we got Barbie in the 12 Dancing Princesses. I think they're exclusive to the PlayStation. I could be wrong. Hopefully they aren't, so I can get rid of them. I mean, it's addicting game collecting. A lot of you out there know that. You buy things you don't need. You just, it's an addiction, but hey, it's one that I love. It doesn't, you know, it keeps me out of the bars, I guess. All right, I paid $2 for this. I was not 100% if I had, hell, I'm still not 100% if I had this. I can't see that damn far. I got them suck eyes. Blood Omen for the original Xbox. I can't remember if I had this or not. $2 was not a bad deal on it. Even if I don't have it, that's still not a bad bundler. Oh, shit. Oh, this was part of that $15 deal that I got at that yard sale, which was Lord of the Rings Conquest. I think that was part of it. Can't remember. No, it wasn't. No, it was not. For $7, I got Lord of the Rings Conquest, the Lego Lord of the Rings, and then Lego the movie. The Lego movie, the video game. It's a mouthful. For $7, he wanted 10, but I wasn't gonna pay 10 for those. Those are just, you know, shelf fillers right there. Let's see. At Goodwill, now this is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be a new episode of Bootleg Central. It's gotta be. You remember the Wireless Sports Plus? Well, let me introduce you to the Wireless Sports Basic, I guess. I saw this and I was like, oh, what the hell? And what caught my eye is that dumbass picture right there, because it's the same picture as on the other box. It's just they photoshopped different controllers in their hands. I paid $5 for this. You know I love my bootleg consoles, man. This thing apparently only has 5 games. We're going to test it out. But what the selling point to me was, is it's got like a nunchuck, but instead of like having like an actual joystick, it's just got a single button. I don't know what kind of bullshit that is. We're going to crack into that, and I'm sure it's going to be god-awful. I love my bootlegs. That's definitely a guilty pleasure buy. And we all have them. Let's see. This was cool. And I picked one of these up last, I don't know, maybe it was the last episode, I can't remember. And I noticed that they are, you know, they're numbered because I guess there's different iterations of them. And I picked up, what, number 6 last time? This is the Atari Flashback 4. I don't know what the main differences is yet. Maybe it's the games or just, you know, the version. I think I'm going to collect these things because now it says $10. I paid $5 for this. I think that's a great deal. It's complete in box. The box is in excellent condition. I love the way these boxes look. If you've ever played an Atari Flashback, they're actually really nice. They did a really good job on that. The way that I see it is, since I can't get my hands on an NES Classic, keep in mind I had one and I got rid of it. And I damn sure probably won't get an SNES Classic. I would love one because I want to play Star Fox 2, as I'm sure a lot of you do, and it's kind of bullshit. That's the only way you're going to play it because you ain't going to get you one. Get the systems that you can get, and that you can collect. So this is one that I see all the time, and I'm going to start collecting. I'm going to go for, you know, the full series. I don't know how many there are. If I get them for a cheap price, you know, I'd say $5 or under in their complete in box, I think I'm going to go for it. That's cool. I like collecting them. And it's got the poster in there. The poster actually looked awesome. I don't know if you've seen it. This is cool, and I got the room for it because we're obviously in a new place here. Look at this Asteroids poster. That's bad to the bone right there, man. I'm super happy about that. The thing's in really good condition. This is one of those things that, you know, people will buy. And they'll be like, man, I knew what an Atari was, you know, back in the day, and they may even have had one. They picked it up and they realized how much it's aged, and they play it for a few moments, and they're like, yeah, that's awesome. They never play it again, and it gets sold at a yard sale. So that's where I come in and pick it up because I like playing it. It doesn't bother me, man. I can come in here and you know, jack off on some Centipede, and it ain't gonna hurt me at all. $5 on that, pretty good deal. I was happy about it. The best pickup of the week, the last one here that I got to show you. I paid $15 for it. She wanted $20 for it, which was a good deal, but the thing's dirty as hell. I would have gave her $20, but man, I'm gonna have to clean the shit out of all this. I didn't clean it up originally. It's a Super Nintendo bundle. It came with Super Mario World. I'll bundle that with the system, sell it locally for like $60. It'll go. People love to get them a Super Nintendo with Super Mario World. Didn't mean to throw that. I'm so not used to having all this room. Typically, I'd throw something, it'd bounce back and hit me in the cock, man. It'd be so small. Obviously some good titles. Legend of Zelda. Look at this. It's like caked in mud, man. I'm gonna have to clean the hell out of this. This is cool because I don't think that I have this, which is Tetris Attack. It has like a $20 sticker on it. I don't think it's worth $20. I think it's like a $10 game. But still, I did not have it. And then the title that really made me super happy to pick this up, which is why it's my favorite lot. It's the 7th Saga. I did not have this. It's nothing crazy. It's only like a $20 game. I needed this. It's one that I wanted for the Super Nintendo collection. A lot of you know that I'm not crazy about collecting for the Super Nintendo. I'm only going after titles that I really want. If I'm not actively purchasing above my means to go for it. So when I find them, I keep them. And here lately, I've been holding on to a lot more. This is one that I wanted, so happy to pick it up. As well as we got NBA Jam Tournament Edition right there. Pretty cool. I don't know. A lot of you have played NBA Jam. NBA Jam is awesome, man. Boom shakalaka. The big head mode. I mean, NBA Jam was a very awesome. That's why that game still holds water to this day. Before I show the rest of the stuff in the bag, the winner to the weekly contest giveaway. Are you ready for this? There is no drum roll or nothing. I don't have any of that. But I did write it down so I wouldn't forget because I got that, like I said, that suck-ass memory. Emily Miner. Ding, ding, ding. You are the winner. You got $20 store credit to my eBay store. Send me a message on eBay is the best way to do it. YouTube, just let me know. Say, hello, I'm the one who won. We'll go from there. We've had, what was this? The 4th contest winner now. It seems to work out pretty well. If I got a $20 game up, you get it for free. If I got a $30 game, you get it for $10. Kind of works that way. But anyways, you are the winner. Emily Miner. Should be the M-I-N-E-R, I think. You won. Alright. But yeah, look at this Super Nintendo, man. This thing is... It's pretty nasty. It's been in a garage. And, in the live pickups video, you saw me kind of, dusting it off. And I'm not trying to downgrade the thing, but at the same time, I don't want her to think, oh, that's damn the $100 system right there. I'm sitting here like, man, I'm going to have to clean the shit out of this. But I've seen some people, they'll be like, oh, I'm not sure if it's going to work and all this. It's Nintendo old cartridge-based stuff. It's rare for it not to work, man, especially like an NES. But I am iterating to her that, I got to clean this thing. I got to, get it all going. And then the controllers, it had all the hookups, but look at this big pile of mess. I hate dealing with that. Oh my god. That's why it pays to be married sometimes, because Miss Renebean absolutely loves detangling stuff. She hates it. But I got no patience for it. Guys, that's it. We got us another week in the bag here. I hope y'all enjoyed all these awesome live pickups. Make sure you leave a like and comment. It's crazy how this channel's growing. I can't show, enough appreciation to all you guys. We've been getting so much support. We're almost at that 5K mark. I'd imagine we'll be there next day or two. That's crazy, guys. But as always, thank you so much for watching. And again, if you have not seen the vlog series, I got a feeling here in, I don't know if it's going to be next week or the week after, but we're probably going to have to slow these videos down to weekly videos. I think it's going to be coming every other week, and it's a given because the season's going to slow down, and I think it's just, that way we don't have 15-minute episodes. We have, full 30, 40-minute episodes like I like doing. Don't go crazy at me if you see a week skipped and we, go to the next week. I still don't know. I'm always going to be trying to hustle and get those shekels on. It may be more focused towards thrift stores and, that sort of thing rather than the yard sales and flea markets. We'll see where it goes. I don't know. The season is drawing up. I see that happening. But again, I'm the Shekler, so I'm always finding shit. But guys, take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.